Hello children, good evening. Today we shall discuss uh, ethnic revolt. As till my last class, we discussed about Pula, Guri Dhaba, etc. So today we shall discuss about ethnic revolt, and this ethnic revolt is the tribal revolt. So, from the beginning of the British rule in Assam, one by one, revolts had been taking place, like the Peasants' Revolt in the valleys. Parallel revolts had been going on among the ethnic tribes of the hills, also against the colonial rule of the British. So, here Jaintia revolt was also taken place. The Jaintia kingdom went into the hands of the British from the Jaintia king. Uh, okay, Rajendra Sinha in 1835. Rajendra Sinha was the king of Jaintia Hills, and British captured their capital, their whole territory in the year 1835. The freedom-loving Jaintia people were infuriated by this act of incorporating the Jaintia Hills within the company's domain. They were infuriated. They did not like the British rule and they involved in the revolt. Okay. Mm, More than the loss of land, it was the high-handed attitude of the British that agitated the Jaintias or Sintans. Under the British political agent, the Diwani and Faujdari responsibilities were vested on the Dolois, but the foreign administration always tried to find their faults. The British made arrangement to extract revenue by banning community fishing and collection of firewood, which was common among these people moreover. Interference in the religious and traditional social practices and banning the use of weapons that had been used for generations turned this ethnic hill tribe completely against the British. Okay, they organized village meetings with the Dolois and the Sardars and began to prepare for revolt. On the other hand, the British, to establish their authority, began to impose taxes like house tax, income tax, etc. on these people who had never ever paid any tax in case. Okay. When the British implemented house tax, the Jaintias raised the banner of revolt by removing the Tehsildar of Juai. Okay, that means they did not agree to pay the house tax also. As soon as the news spread, revolts were declared in Jantipur. A revolt was declared in Jantipur, again then Mulagul, then Jaflong and Sera area also. The British administration adopted stern measures. In retaliation, the Jaintias, under the leadership of Yukyang Nonba, doubled the strength of the revolt. He doubled as he was also the leader. So when he came to the revolt, then the inspiration in the revolt became double. Okay, they met in a meeting near Juan where they swore to overthrow the British. They met in a meeting. The whole Jaintia, Yukyang met the Jaintia revolutionaries, and they swore there that they had to overthrow the British from the Jaintia hills and re-establish their own right. Okay, on 17th January 1862, the Jaintias made a sudden attack on the British camp in Juan. The rebels had already blocked the two roads connecting Juai Cherrapunji and Cherrapunji Jaintipur. Okay, the 44th Native Infantry and 33rd Bengal military police forces deployed by the British administration had been torturing the people inhumanly. They tortured them inhumanly. The rebels too killed many of their opponents. In the midst of this violent conflict between the two sides, the British administration entrusted the military and civil authority of the entire Jaintia Hills on the Brigadier General of the Eastern Command G.D. Sawers. In addition, B.W. Morton was appointed as the Deputy Commissioner of the Khasi Jantia Hills. The continuous attacks from the government side was leading to the gradual corrosion of the strength of the rebels. The British government promised a general amnesty if the rebels surrendered voluntarily and an award of rupees 1000. At that time, 1000 was not so less, it was very much, was announced for anyone who would capture and hand over uh, to their leader. Okay, 1000 rupees was uh, declared. Ukyang Nongba alive. That means Ukyang Nongba was the leader, and so British administration declared that who would capture and hand over Ukyang Nongba to the British administration alive, he would be awarded 1000 rupees. Okay. At last, Ukyang Nongba was captured by the British, and in the presence of a huge crowd, he was hanged to death in July. Ukyang Nongba was ultimately captured and he was hanged to death. We were in July. This incident dampened the spirit of the rebels to a large extent, and many of them surrendered voluntarily. Many of them surrendered. In this manner, by 1863, the Jantia revolt came to an end. Okay. Again, another revolt occurred, North Kachar revolt. Among the revolts raised by the ethnic hill tribes during the British rule towards the end of the 19th century, the revolt in North Kachar Hill under the leadership of Sambodhan Kachari must be mentioned. Sambodhan Kachari, he was the leader. The center of this revolt was Maibong. This revolt went on for 1 year between 1881 to 1882. The British government formed a Kuki force of 100 Kuki men to counter an attack on North Kachar by the Angami Nagas. In addition, an English officer was also appointed to control the ethnic people of this area. These were the reasons that led to this revolt under the leadership of Sambodhan Kachari. In this revolt, the rebels destroyed the houses built by the British by burning them down. In Gunjung, they killed the orderlies of 2 British officers and a police officer. After this, the rebels suddenly attacked the government forces in Maibong. In the violent conflict between the two sides, many of the rebels lost their lives. Major Boyd, a British officer who was seriously injured, and later he was died. Therefore is no information as to what happened to the leaders of this revolt, Sambodhan Kachari. No one knew what happened to him. Then revolt of Naga was taken place. The British political control was not acceptable to the Nagas also. Naga also did not like their rule. As a result, in the British-dominated Naga territories, winds of dissatisfaction began to blow from the very beginning. The Nagas proved their love of independence when in 1878 they killed the British officer Damante and his security. Kohima was blocked by the rebels for several days. This revolt of the Angami Naga was crushed with an iron hand by Colonel Johnston. It was also crushed. Then another revolt was taken place. This was the revolt of Manipur. The kingdom of Manipur was outside the administration of Assam. Since many years, Manipur was organized as a native kingdom under the protection of the British. In 1890, an internal quarrel broke out in the Manipuri royal family for the throne in 1890. In this struggle, among the successors, the Chief Commissioner of Assam interfered uh, unnecessarily, taking advantage of the presence of the British. The Crown Prince Pulchandra, who was from Pulachandra, who was dethroned the king. He dethroned the king Surachandra and sat on the throne himself on 21st September 1890. Okay, he dethroned Surachandra. Pulachandra dethroned Surachandra on 21st September 1890, and he took the throne of the king. Though the king Surachandra appealed for help to the British, the latter recognized Pulachandra as the king of Manipur. Surachandra appealed to the British, but British did not help him. Okay. Then and by this way, the revolt of Manipur was taken place, and thereafter the British began to put pressure on Pulachandra to banish his commander-in-chief. Commander-in-chief means Senapati Tikender Jit, who was the main leader of the anti-British revolt, which was secretly going on. He was the main leader of the Manipuri revolt, and the British came to know this, and so they asked Pulachandra to give him to under the hand of the British. But to banish the popular leader who was working to protect the freedom of the kingdom on the direction of the British was not an easy task for Pulachandra. When the Chief Commissioner of Assam, J.W. Quinton, and 4 other European officers came to Manipur themselves to capture Tikenderjit, the freedom-seeking Manipuris killed all of them. To avenge this incident, a strong military contingent was sent to Manipur. Tikenderjit was successfully captured by the British force, and on the charge of anti-British activities and killing British officials, he was hanged. King Pulachandra was exiled, and a minor Manipuri prince, Churachandra, was declared to be the king in September 1891. The political agent of the British government was given all responsibilities to the administration of Manipur. Since the king was a minor, Manipur had to pay rupees 2.50 lakh to the British government as a compensation for the losses incurred during the revolt. Okay. In addition, a sum of rupees 50,000 had to be paid annually by the Manipur to the British. In this way, the British established their domination in the kingdom of Manipur. Okay, till here. So we will do question answer also in our next class. I will tell you only the answer. Okay, thank you. Good night.